I just had a teacher as a patient, and she mentioned to me how scared actually all the teachers are to get back to school. They're really, really nervous to be around all these children, and yeah, they're nervous for their safety. And the key with that is obviously, like I've been talking about before, is to feel secure in your immune system and to support your immune system. So there is going to be, I mean, you've had a group of people that have been away from each other for quite some time. Maybe it's a new class of students that you're having, and so you're going to be interacting with a bunch of new people, and these new people, they have been exposed to different pathogens, and so there's going to be that initial sort of say sharing of different pathogens, you know, before your immune system is able to kind of respond fully. Yeah, you're going to be impacted some. So there's some people that are going to get the sniffles and a little cough and a little respiratory thing, and the scary part with where we at today is that everyone then starts to immediately think of coronavirus or COVID-19 and thinking that it's going to be the worst possible outcome, when in fact maybe it is just a little bit of a flu bug, or you know, a little bit of, you know, whatever virus it is that because we all carry viruses, we all have them, and you know, so it's not that big of a deal. But again, it is the key to make sure that when you have that kind of initial wave of new people that you're interacting with, that your immune system stays strong. And it's usually just kind of the first few weeks that's really important, maybe a month, and to then be able to boost your immune system appropriately so that you can kind of handle that initial wave, so to say. And so, and it's not really about, you know, staying away from people, because that really doesn't allow your immune system to adapt to the different pathogens that you're exposed to. And we're exposed to pathogens all the time, and our immune system is trained to deal with them. So what can you do? What would be kind of like a back to school package, you know, to keep your immune system strong? Well, one of the things that I always suggest is that since 70 to 80% of your immune system exists in the gut, you know, so you really want to boost anything that supports the gut. And this product here is something that I love. It's called Ion Biome, or Ion Gut Health. And it is incredible to really maximize the immune system within the gut, and also get rid of support to get rid of the toxic bacteria and fungus and parasites in the gut, and heal the gut, so you can really turn on that 70 to 80% of your immune system to make sure that that is active. And with that, then when you're then getting back to school, then minimize eating things like refined flours, you know, bad fats, sugar, you know, things that are inflammatory in nature, and focus more on clean foods, good vegetables, berries, fruits, clean meats, and you know, those things are fantastic to really make sure that you are in as an anti-inflammatory state as possible. Then the other staples that I would suggest, zinc, you know, being crucial. Zinc, especially with the coronavirus, but also with all the other viruses, it really turns on the immune system. So the zinc citrate, I would suggest maybe do like twice a day, you know, the first month. And then you have the liposomal C, you know, and liposomal, the reason for liposomal is that it allows the penetration of vitamin C into the cell much more efficiently. And that tends to be where a virus needs to be in order to be able to be effective, because it doesn't really exist much on its own. It's kind of like a particle that's just kind of floating around, and then once it gets into the cell, then it can utilize your kind of DNA, your genetic material, or your mechanisms within the cell. And that's where it operates the most. So you want to be able to get the vitamin C into the cells more efficiently. And liposomal forms of vitamin C just tends to do that much better, because the lipid component of the liposomal is very similar to your cell wall membrane, which allows it then to kind of get in and pass that cell wall membrane much easier. So maybe like one, I would probably suggest like twice a day at a rise and bedtime. You want to take these on an empty stomach. Then you have the classics, well, vitamin C is a classic one and zinc is as well, but vitamin A and vitamin D, and this is a special form of vitamin A. It's called micellized vitamin A. It's kind of like the liposomal vitamin C, is that it's much more efficient so that the body can utilize it better. And vitamin D, there are a lot of good products out there, a lot of good vitamin D. This is just one of them that we have that's really good and very absorbable. And then astragalus. I love astragalus. It's a mushroom, and it's a great immune system booster, and also helps you when you're dealing with everyday stressors. So this would be a great, and so micellized A, what I would do probably 10 drops a day, and you can do that breakfast or dinner. Vitamin D, I would do about at least 5,000 IU, but probably for a month do 10,000 IU, just to kind of keep your immune system stronger. And then astragalus complex, I would do 1 tablet twice a day. So this would be a great back to school program, so that you can really make sure that you maximize your immune system as much as possible. And the Ion Biome, or the Ion Gut Health, 1 teaspoon breakfast, lunch, dinner is really good dosage. And in fact, it's actually on 10% sale. We have kind of like a gut health awareness week this week. So if you purchase it this week, it's 10% off. So any dollar count. So and then we're looking at the little ones. I mean, of course, it's not just the teachers that are going back to school. They're little ones as well. And little ones, if they're old enough to swallow, then this is a swallow a pill, which would be this one here. Then this is a good program for them. If they are not old enough to swallow pills, then as a zinc, obviously the vitamin D and vitamin A and Ion Biome, they're liquid and they're easy to take. Liposomal C, sometimes it's kind of a gel-like substance, and some kids are okay with it, and some kids are kind of a little funny. They don't like the texture. So sometimes this is another form of liposomal C. I have a preference of the other one, this one versus this one, even though this one is still great. This one, the benefit with this one is that it's a little easier to take. So for young children, it's a little easier to take. And I would keep at least doing like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, liposomal C, even for as little ones as kindergarten. It's not going to hurt them, and it will give them good immune boost. And then for zinc, to substitute, the pills here, you can do this. This is a mesoform of zinc. Meso means that the particles are so tiny, so it penetrates very, very easily. And this is an easy thing to do, doing like a teaspoon a day of these meso zinc. So they're just tiny little nanoparticles, easy to drink, and great to get then the zinc into the system. Then this is a tool that I always like for everyone. Should be kind of in anyone's first aid kit. This is a silver biotic, so it's a type of colloidal silver that does not destroy your good bacteria. So it actually promotes your good bacteria while you're also killing off pathogens. So this is something, anytime in our family we start to get a little sore throat or kind of feel a little chesty, then we would use this, and we would take like a tablespoon of it, gargle and swallow, and do that like 3 times a day. And that is great when you start to kind of feel little symptoms, a little scratchy, kind of hitting this a little bit harder to kind of clear that out in your throat and tonsils, and to get rid of that. So these are great, powerful tools, to get back to school. so you don't have to be afraid, because being afraid, just that in itself will suppress your immune system. So enjoy going back to school, be excited to meet friends and colleagues, and just boost your immune system with these simple tools.